Okay, now we can go for the first topic in Profit Center accounting, which is creation of Profit Center and Profit Center groups. This is something like the topic on cost center, which we have already covered, creation of cost center and cost center groups. Let us do the same thing for Profit Center. Come here, accounting, controlling, Profit Center accounting, master data, Profit Center, create. Okay, this is the place where we have to use the function to create Profit Center master data. But before that, let me explain what is the example that we are going to use in order to understand this Profit Center concepts. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to make one more Profit Center under company code 1 so as to show more than one sales team within a company code can be posted to us, the same Profit Center. Let me do that now. Let's create a sales team for selling Mpvs, which falls under the umbrella of cars, right? Let me do this. Let me bring this down, and I'm going to create a sales team for selling Mpvs. Use the blue color, sales team selling Mpvs. Okay, perfect. Now this Mpv is also part of Profit Center cars because it belongs to the car family. Okay, now we will be having two Profit Centers. One is for selling bikes and another was for selling cars, and under cars we have 3 sales teams, okay, combined together. Now let us use this example to understand Profit Center accounting. Okay, let me create the Profit Center now. I know we have to do some settings in controlling area, but I'm not going to jump into that. I'm going to create a master data here in the Profit Center and let the system prompt what we need to do in the controlling area settings for Profit Center to be activated. So in that way you can understand things more easily and more logically. Probably the first thing the system is going to ask, we need to activate the Profit Center accounting controlling area settings. Let's check it out. Enter Sun controlling area. Alright, so we need a Profit Center for cars, right? So I'm going to create this. Sorry, I'm going to create this Profit Center for cars. So I'm going to enter cars and press enter. Alright, cars, some manager, Profit Center group. Same thing like before, we haven't created a Profit Center group yet. So we enter as let me see how I want to organize this. Okay, I'm going to call this vehicle, which will include bikes and cars. I'm going to save this. Before that, let me go to company code. Does not exist. So what it says, let me double click the error message. I think this has to be created in controlling area settings. let me create controlling area settings, but before that let me go and check in the controlling area settings if this can be created over there. Close and come to controlling. Go to general controlling, organization, maintain controlling area, go to Sun, controlling area, select, activate components, Proficiency accounting, right. Okay, it's not here, and let us check one more entry. Come back. No, I'm going to check at one more place. Sun, double click on Sun. Alright, okay, what I wanted to show here is that for cost center we can create a standard hierarchy in the controlling area setting itself, because you can see the field here. But for profit center, the system doesn't allow us to create a standard hierarchy at the controlling area settings, because we can't see any standard hierarchy meant for profit center. This one is CCTR, stands for cost center. Okay, so therefore we have no choice. We have to create the profit center group in the SAP easy menu, which is shown here. Let me click save. It will be shown once again over here. If we click this, it will take you to this option here, where you can create a profit center groups. There's also one more place where we can create. Let me cancel this profit center group, which is here. Alright, it's the same thing. Alright, we can also create here profit center group and can assign the profit center master. While it's loading, okay, it's all loaded. KCH1. Okay, let me go to IMG and show you where you get profit center group. Controlling, profit center accounting, master data, profit center, define profit center groups. Over here it goes to the same T code, so it doesn't really matter whether you activate this option in the IMG menu or this option in the SAP easy menu, SAP joy menu. This is also called SAP easy access. Both comes to the same T code, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, there's one other method. You can go to the T code, close this. But let me show you one more thing. You know how you can come to this screen? I'll show you one more time. Under maintain controlling area, double click this, go to your controlling area. Normally we will select this and then go to this option here, right? Don't do that. Let's go back one more time. You come here, you go to your controlling area. Instead of selecting and clicking this, just double click this. Yes, then you'll come to this screen here. Okay, let's close this or just leave it for time being. Then come here, create the Proficiency group vehicles so that we can proceed to save our first master data. Okay, vehicles, let's put the vehicles, save it. Now we can use these vehicles and we create a master data. So go back to the same thing, Proficiency accounting, master data, Proficiency individual processing, create, cast, enter. Okay, into the same thing again, cast, manager, Proficiency group. You can select Proficiency groups exists. No, it doesn't exist. Right. Create standard hierarchy. Standard hierarchy has not been defined in controlling area Sun. Alright, and I go to controlling area settings. Okay, Proficiency accounting, maintain controlling areas. Yes. Alright, you can assign the standard hierarchy over here. Sorry about that. I'm going to go back all the way. Okay, what the system is saying is that you need to enter the standard hierarchy here and not the Proficiency group, because for Proficiencies to be created we need to specify a root standard hierarchy first. Only then we can create subgroups under the standard hierarchy that we can specify here. So let us create the standard hierarchy first. Earlier I told you that the controlling area master data settings does not have a field for Proficiency hierarchy, Proficiency standard hierarchy. Okay, there is another place where it allows us to create a Proficiency standard hierarchy. Let me show you that. Come here, enterprise controlling, or even this place here, doesn't really matter, it's the same thing. Basic settings, controlling area settings. Okay, click maintain controlling area settings. This is the place where you can enter the standard hierarchy for Proficiencies. This is called OKE5 under ECPC controlling area settings. So it refers back to the same controlling area, which is Sun. So what SAP has done is that it has given two pages, two places where you can maintain settings for the same controlling area. One is over here. Let me quit this. Yes. One over here and the other is over here. The difference is here this controlling area settings for this controlling area is meant for cost center and internal order, whereas this controlling area settings is meant for Proficiency accounting, but both refers to the same controlling area master data. So let's go and do that. This controlling area setting here, Sun, is actually referring back to this controlling area here that we have already created. So links back to this controlling area. Alright. Now let us enter our standard hierarchy as vehicles, profit center, currency local. Profit center local currency type is we use back controlling area currency, because the system allows you to use another currency as currency for the profit center, but since we are using US currency as a controlling area currency, let's assume that the currency which is used by our profit centers is US currency. So use back the same currency which is controlling area currency. Otherwise you can choose a different currency for profit center currency, maybe GBP, but we are not going to complicate that. Alright, now we can proceed to save. Okay, let's not check this active indicator first, see what kind of error message the system will give. It is not set. Let's save it first. We need to activate this so that we can tell the system that profit center accounting will be activated from this year onwards. Let's not do that first. Alright, see, when you save, the controlling area currency USD is copied to the profit center local currency. We can also different currency for profit center local currency, which means that the amounts posted to cars and bikes profit center can be maintained in a different currency. Let's not do that. Okay, let's proceed now. See if we can create the profit center now. Profit center group. I think we need to exit first because it's not refreshed. Alright, cars, let me see. Yeah, you see, now it's loading it from the controlling area settings that we have maintained just now. Cars, manager, long text is also cars. And before we proceed to save, let me check something. Company code. Since there's only one company code assigned to Sun controlling area, the system is automatically assigning company code Sun for this profit center. But I'm going to create one more company code and assign to controlling area so that we can do this. We can post values from SUVs from company code 2. Okay, the others we just leave it as it is. It is the most important thing. Let's proceed to save. Saved in inactive status. Okay, we need to activate it. Activation is over here, but we are not going to activate now. Let me create the other company code and assign it the controlling area. The other company code that we have is this enterprise structure, definition, controlling area, edit company code data. I'm going to use this company test2 for to represent this company code here. Okay, this test2 is already been assigned to our main company. Let me show you. Assignment, assign company code to company. Let me show you. Sun. Okay, test2 is not assigned yet. Let's assign it. Solar. So test2 comes under solar as well. Alright, you know the difference between company code and company, right? So let's save it. So Sun company code and test2 company code will be consolidating to company solar. Now we are good to assign it to controlling area now. Maintain controlling area, go to controlling area and go to Sun controlling area. Assignment of company codes, choose this, create new entries, then enter test2. Okay, test 2, let me see, test 2, okay, and save it. So now we have sun and test 2 under controlling area sun. Okay, let's close this. Okay, there's one more thing I need to show you. I don't know whether you spotted this or not. When you go to assignment of company code to sun controlling area, you may have noticed that only a few companies are listed. When you zoom into that assignment list, test 3, test 2 and sun will not be shown here because you have already assigned it. But just now when I wanted to assign sun 2, only sun 2 test 2, test 2 and test 3 was shown here, and now test 3 is shown. So you may be wondering, although you have many company codes set up in the enterprise structure, why only a few company codes are being shown here and not all? The reason being, the system will show any company codes which is using the chart of account of sun under this page here, controlling area for sun. The reason being, any company codes which needs to be assigned to a controlling area must be using the same chart of accounts. Okay, the same chart of account that the controlling area is using. So how the system will know which chart of account the controlling area is using? Let me show you. There's one setting where we specify that here. Wait, here, chart of accounts. See, under the controlling area sun, we are specifying the chart of account that needs to be used is sun. So when you wanted to assign the company codes, the system will automatically select all the company codes which are using this chart of account used by the sun controlling area, which is this, and list here so that you can select. So I can prove this to you. You can go back. You come to assign company code to chart of accounts under this menu. Okay, master data preparations, edit chart of accounts, assign company code to chart of accounts. Go to sun. Okay, you can see that chart of accounts sun is being assigned to these 3 company codes. That's why these 3 company codes are shown in the list. So this means that you cannot assign test 4 under the controlling area of sun because test 4 is using a different chart of account. Alright, this extra piece of information. So let us continue. We have created a profit center for company 1, which is this. We have just assigned company 2 to controlling area sun. Let us come back here and change, press enter, go to company codes. See, the system automatically assigns the profit center cars to these 2 company codes. If you want to remove that, you can just remove this checkbox so that the profit center cars will not accept any postings from company code test 2. But we don't want to do that because we want to accept the postings from both the company codes to depict this example. Alright, so we just leave it as it is. Alright, I think it's good to show you one more thing here. You can use this option here under assignment, under enterprise structure, assign profit center to the company code. This has got a hierarchical view of assigning profit center to company codes under the same controlling area. So you can use this as well. Okay, this has got a mass processing options. See, remove company code assignment, assign company codes. You can also select a range of company codes. and you can also go by the profit center groups. It's good to use this mass processing option if you are working for a very large organization where there are multiple company codes that needs to be maintained. So the T code is KE56. It's under here, assignment, financial accounting, assignment profit center company code. Okay, let's go back to the master data. So we have created a profit center for cars, and we have assigned company code 1 and company code 2, which is, shall we change this to Sun so it's easier to read? Sun, company code Sun. Will it be a good idea? Not sure. Company code Sun and company code test 2, so it's easier to read. Let's save it. Let me move this down. Okay, let's cut this off. Okay, clearer now. Let me move the whole thing up a bit. Alright, perfect. Save it. Now come back to profit center. So can we activate this now? Let us activate. Okay, profit center cars has been changed. It means it has been activated. Let's create one more profit center, which is for the bikes. Okay, bikes, enter, bikes, and manager, and the profit center group is the vehicles hierarchy, standard hierarchy. So what else? Go to company codes. We have Sun and test 2 activated, but look at this structure here. We don't have a sales team selling bikes in the company code test 2. We have only SUV, so we need to remove or block any postings from company code test 2. We're going to do that. Let me correct this arrow here because it's not pointing to. Alright, now it's better. Okay, let us remove test 2 and assign. Saved in inactive status, so the status is inactive here. So let us activate it. Activate it. Let us change and go back and check active. Okay, now we are good to post postings. Let me see if it comes under another topic here. Alright, I think I covered both of this: creation of profit center hierarchy and creation of profit center and profit center groups. Okay, let us cover this profit center groups. Okay, let me come here. I'm going to create a few groups. I think vehicles have already been created, right? Let me see if I can delete it. Delete vehicles. Yes. Oh, standard hierarchy may not be changed. So because when I create a standard hierarchy, that comes under vehicles, that comes under profit center group vehicles, so we link back to that, so we can't delete that. So let us display now what we have. Okay, vehicles. So we have bikes and cars. This concept is same as the cost center concept. The standard hierarchy is internal profit center group. So when I created a standard hierarchy in the controlling area, that will all automatically link back to this profit center group. So this vehicles profit center group is actually our standard hierarchy. Now let me create one more Proficiency group called cars. Let's call it cars, all type of cars, or no, I think just put cars. Okay, all types of cars. Save it. Oh, I think I made a mistake. Okay, let me see whether I can correct that. Vehicles, change, enter. Cars is not created here, right? So I need to delete the cars first. Sorry about that. Delete. Yes, delete. Okay, now I go to vehicles, change it. Okay, now if I want to create a cars group, I need to do it here. I'm going to create how do I do that? Not the same level, lower level, and I'm going to create cars, all type of cars. Then I'm going to pull this, save it. I'm going to pull this, select. Value maintenance not allowed. What does this mean? Let me check. Okay, I think the system does not allow the drag and drop at this page here in this screen. I would have thought that we can just drag and drop the cars Proficiency to this group, but if we go to that cost center hierarchy, change standard hierarchy for cost center, it still doesn't allow us to drag and drop. It doesn't allow me to do that. And if I select, nothing much I can do. I definitely can't drop it here, but at least in the cost center standard hierarchy I can actually create a cost center under any group. Over here, sorry, I pressed the wrong one. So what I can conclude is that this page here for Proficiency group, it is just to create Proficiency groups and organize it in a hierarchy. Then in order to assign the Proficiency under the Proficiency groups, we need to use the standard hierarchy option over here, standard hierarchy, and the master data standard hierarchy. Go to change, and you get the same hierarchy like this. And the Proficiency group that we created just now is over here. You see the sign here, the 3 boxes sign is always refers to a Proficiency group. So now let me try to drag and drop. I drag and drop it here, so it works. Okay, I'm going to create one more group for bikes. I'm going to select this. I'm going to select this lower group, and I'm going to say it is bikes and all type of bikes, and save it and I'm going to drag the profit center and drop it under the bikes group. So now it looks better. We have vehicles group. On the bikes group we have bikes profit center, and on the cars group we have cars profit center. So this is good. Let's save it. While we are talking about the groups, another thing to point out here is that instead of lumping all the SUVs, MPV and car sales under one profit center cars, what we can also do is that we can create separate profit centers for each one of SUVs, MPVs and cars, and group them under the profit center group cars. So you can imagine the one profit center for cars, one profit center for SUV, one profit center for MPV. In that way we can actually see the individual profit of the respective vehicle type, MPV, SUV and sedan cars. And if you want to see the combined profit loss for all the three different profit centers, we can just run our report at the profit center group level, so that we can combine all the cost and profit of all the three profit centers. That can be done as well. I don't deny that. It's very flexible. There's the advantage of using a profit center group, so that we can combine figures from more than one profit center in a report. But I don't want to complicate things in our topic here, so we just keep things as simple as possible. We are going to lump all the three different car type sales under one profit center group, under one profit center, which is cars, and we use profit center group cars to actually consolidate the profit center from cars. If we have only one profit center cars, there's no point of using a profit center group for cars alone. This hierarchy here makes sense only if you have more than one profit center which you want to group together under one roof, so that you can run the report at this level to see the combined figures of various profit centers. Alright, but just for information purposes, for training, I've just created the profit center group to explain to you how to create a profit center group. But if we run the report at the vehicles level, then it makes more sense, because vehicles has got more than one profit center underneath, bikes and cars. So this makes sense, vehicles. Okay, now let us say this. Okay, it's done. Let me check under profit center group whether that the standard hierarchy that we created is updated here. It's updated. Alright, see? Okay, so actually I don't see a separate purpose or specific purpose of using this profit center group options here, because everything can be done under standard hierarchy, which allows us to drag and drop as well. So you have to decide whether you want to use profit center group to create profit center groups alone and come here and drag and drop the profit centers, or within the standard hierarchy itself you can create profit center groups and drag and drop the profit centers. So this standard hierarchy alone will allow us to do various kind of things. And one more thing I need to explain at this juncture is that you will be seeing the same profit center accounting options over here as well. Enterprise controlling. Okay, see this? Under enterprise controlling you have another profit center accounting menu which is identical to this. All the options under this profit center accounting option is also available here, such as standard hierarchy creation, profit center group, individual profit centers, and whatever you have created in the controlling profit center accounting is also available here. Let me show that. Display bikes, see, it's here. It's using the same T code as well. So the reason why SAP did this is that they have come up with a separate module called enterprise controlling, and make a copy of the profit center accounting under this module for better organization. Okay, It is up to you whether you want to use these menu options or these menu options to configure Proficiency accounting, because both refers to the same tables and data. Alright, so I'm not going to use this, I'm going to use this, because enterprise controlling is something which is introduced in the later versions of SAP, starting from 4.7 or something like that. Okay, native SAP contains Proficiency accounting under the controlling area, which is this. So let us stick to that. I think I have covered the Proficiency groups and creation of Proficiency topic, and I have also completed this topic, but I'm going to explain a further subtopics under standard hierarchy, which comes later. Let's stop the training for this topic.